Welcome to McLean Creek Provincial Recreation Area. We are staying at the McLean Creek Campground for 3 nights and we want to take you along with us. So come along with us on this adventure. McLean Creek is located just off Highway 66 west of Bragg Creek in the Kananaskis Country Public Land Use Zone. McLean Creek is a unique area known for its motorized recreation, which is not allowed in most of Elbow Valley. It offers camping, fishing, hiking, and snowmobiling, and it's popular for year-round access, especially for the off-road vehicle enthusiasts. McLean Creek Campground is extremely friendly to off-highway vehicles, or OHVs. It actually has loops C and D, which are designated for people with OHVs or ATVs, as they have direct access to the mini trails in the public land use zone. So these are the double sites at McLean Lake Campground. So we've got 114 and 115. So luckily we got here before our neighbors so we can get set up. They have 3 picnic tables in total. So there's 2 back here and we moved one over to this side by the fire ring that's on this side, and then their fire ring is a little farther back. We just stopped in at the Elbow Valley Visitor Center. We are very excited to find a visitor center that was open. We got a map and some information about hikes in the area. I think we're pretty close to service. We found out we don't have any at the actual campground, but we should be able to go on and download some hikes really quick. And then, we have the map and all the information that provides, so that's awesome. And we bought a new bear spray because ours are expired. And yeah, just got to have a chat about the area with the man who works in there. So just excited to get some information and find out about where we are. Just came back out onto Highway 66 and we're at the Allen Bill turnout. I think it's just a day use area, but it's along the Elbow River. So we're just checking it out here. I can't really get over the day use areas in these parks in this area, but I guess it is so close to Calgary that maybe there are a lot of day visits, and like there's some back in these trees here and they are like as beautiful as a campsite. Areas that the person at the visitor center recommended yesterday was to come down to the little Elbow Trail area, and there's a campground here, and as well as all these walking trails along the Elbow River. So we're just gonna check out a little bit of the walk. He said there's a bridge to go over and it just looks really pretty around here. I think there would be some really nice mountain views, but we're pretty socked in with the clouds today, but we have had the sun peek through a couple of times, so maybe things will clear up as we're on our little walk. This is the road we came in from Highway 66. You turn here, and we parked in here at the trailhead, and we, I guess, hiked somewhere along here, but then we just ended up on this road that goes to the campground. And a car just drove by, but it looks like there isn't any parking, so I guess that's why the parking's down here. And all sorts of trails kind of sprout out from here. spent some time down by the river playing with the rocks in the sand and having a little snack.
We're not living by the river yet in the van, but it seems like we're getting closer every day.
That's the dream. We're gonna head back out towards where we came. There's a little pond called Forget-Me-Not Pond, and it's a day use area, so we'll stop there and check it out. We got to the Forget-Me-Not parking lot just after 1 o'clock, and it was actually so full and busy. We waited around and finally did get a spot, so around 1:30, completely packed. There's a lot of day use areas around, and it looks like a lot of people are literally set up for the day. So you can see a Saturday, even in this area that seemed like it was fairly quiet, gets very busy, and I guess that's why we've seen the infrastructure we have, like last night at that Al and Bill day use area. I couldn't believe how many spots there were and how nice the little spots were. But I guess this is why, because on the weekend the people come to spend the day. But the pond itself is really pretty. It's not really the weather for us to be out on the water. And for today's edition of Driving While the Kids Nap, we actually headed into the town of Bragg Creek. We've just been kind of driving around. We did stop for a coffee and ice cream while the girls were sleeping, and now we're at this little set of shops that we haven't seen before, so we're gonna head inside. Our second stop for the day here in Bragg Creek is at this main little tourist area, so lots of shops, restaurants. There's a little grocery store. We just had to pick up a couple of things, and there's even a restaurant, and there's more in this back area here if you went through the back alley there. We ate at a really nice restaurant there when we were here this summer. Just as we were getting back to our campground from Bragg Creek, it started to rain, and there was actually quite a big rain for a while. So we cooked our supper, had supper, hung out for a bit. Now it's about 7 o'clock and the sun is shining again. So we came down just to McLean Pond, which is here within the McLean Creek campground. We're just gonna wander around for a bit and just spend some more time outside. It feels extra peaceful out here after the rain. There's no wind, it's nice and calm. There's a few people down here doing some fly fishing, and other than that, it's just very quiet. So the camping center is where you will find the showers. It's actually a really nice facility. It says they've got laundry, and then obviously it's a store, so kind of all your basic needs that you would want. One of the main draws to the McLean Creek area in particular is this giant zone of off-highway vehicle land use that they have. So there's like a very extensive trail system, And even the campsites that we are at, they are made for off-highway vehicles. So there's like paths all behind the campsites so that you can access the beginning, or you can get to the trailheads right from your campsite. So a lot of the double campsites, like where we're staying, it looks like people have booked so that they have a spot for their camping trailer as well as their trailer that has their toys in it. So double sites, you're probably paying for 2 sites, but then you've got lots of space to unload your vehicles and have both your camping trailer and your equipment trailer with you. We just came through the B loop, which looks like it has a lot of nice, some of them are shared, but not in the same squishy way that our sites are shared.
What is this?
That's a culvert. So we've been trying to find the playground that's at this campground. We haven't found it yet. Obviously we can see it on the map, but it says it's this way. There's no parking lot over here, so Travis just dropped us off. We're gonna try to follow the path, and he's gonna try to find a parking lot. Wow, okay, they have truly isolated their playground. It is really far from anything. So I guess if you're in the A or the B loop, it would be still quite a little bit of a walk. Good morning. It is our second full day here in the Elbow River area, and we are actually planning on heading out today just because it is kind of another rainy and socked in day, even more cloudy than it was yesterday. But before we left, we wanted to see the Elbow Falls. So we are going to go and do the very short walk to the Elbow Falls before packing up and heading out of the area. There's a massive flood that came through in 2013, and all of this used to be like the day use area, and it took out all the trees and all the parking or the picnic tables, and now some of them have just become part of the landscape now, and they've moved to the day use area much higher up. All right, we have packed up, hooked on. We had lunch back at the campsite and we pulled out of the McLean Creek campground. We are going to head, I think, as far as Drumheller tonight. On our way home, we'll probably stop and camp there. We'll see, we just got to Bragg Creek, so we haven't even looked up campgrounds yet. But we saw the farmer's market is on today, so we're gonna head over to the Bragg Creek Farmer's Market in the rain. And that's going to be it for this video. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you next time.